thought the story can't get any crazier, and it always does. Police arrive, they take Aaron down to the station, they're interviewing him there. I think they make it very clear that it's not although it's a custodial interview, they make it clear that he's free to go, so technically he wasn't advised of his rights. They take all his clothes, bag him up, they do a DNA swab. I'm sure all that is consensual. As you heard the line of questioning, what crime are they investigating, Mark, in your opinion? Vallejo PD, once they're talking to Aaron Quinn, when he gives them the initial story about 3 men in wetsuits coming in his house with no sign, by the way, there was apparently no sign of forced entry.
Correct.
When he gives this incredible story, what crime are the Vallejo PDs actually investigating in your mind?
187 of the California Penal Code, murder. It very early on, and when I'm watching this, that they have already concluded that this guy has killed her, and now they're just waiting to find the body.
Here's the issue, and I think anybody might as well put this out on the table early. Anybody that's in law enforcement in a detective role or some type of investigatory role, even accident investigation, Mark, it's fine to have theory of the crime, a theory about what happened. But when you are a law enforcement officer, Mark, is it your job to prove your theory right, or is it your job to solve the crime and correctly determine what happened?
Well, it's the latter, obviously. The conclusion doesn't follow your assumption.
In the early stage of this case, they are not really, as much as they say they're investigating it as a missing persons case, I think they had a press conference and they said that really wasn't what they were doing. They thought she was killed. They had cadaver dogs in the area. They were checking fields for a body. They flat out accused Aaron Quinn. They said, I know what actually happened. What actually happened is you had an argument. Let's not forget that in Aaron Quinn's statement to the police, he was incredibly forthcoming. I mean, he told them everything he could about his relationship, like any little issue they were having or any problem they were having. And their theory became that she was breaking up with him and he didn't want her to be with anyone else and that he killed her. And that's what they were operating on. Now, again, a lot of times in a documentary like this, you have to be a little cautious because you don't know. They're only documenting certain things, right? So when he told them about this email he got, we don't know if they ever did any follow-up on the sender of the email. I have to almost think that they didn't, Mark, because that would have really blown the case open, you know?
Well, not only would it have blown the case open, have they been able to do the forensics and find out where it came from, but to the contrary, if they found out that it came from Aaron, that would seal the deal that he was lying.
Great point. Great point. It goes to back what I started talking about a minute ago. As an investigator, you're paid to find the truth, not to prove yourself right when you have a theory. A couple things that the terms that were used in this documentary and that I've heard and seen firsthand, I've experienced it, tunnel vision and confirmation bias. You have a theory as a crime, as an investigator, and you become so attached to that theory. That's really what you're trying to prove. You spend more time trying to prove your theory is correct than actually trying to solve the crime. And to me, it was very apparent that at least with Vallejo PD, that's what happened in the initial stage. And then at some point there was a transfer where it kept happening, but for different reasons.